You don't have to.
Carry on, sir. We are outside.
You just take care of your baby.
Yeah, I am.
I hope it comes fast. I'm sorry for this.
No worries. This is fun.
I'm sorry. Let's begin.
Ranjan asked me, he goes, I'll get the questions to you. I go, why? I don't need any preamble. You just ask me whatever you want, you'll get the answer.
We'll get to the next one.
That noise is okay for you?
That's fine, that's fine. That can be controlled in editing.
Okay. It's your world here.
Leslie is giving you some ventilation from the back. Ready.
3, 2, 1, start.
So like you mentioned about dependency, there's a lot of things happening around physiotherapy also that people are forming that dependency in India. I want to know another thing, like why still osteopathy has not become a mainstream process in India? What is the reason for that?
It's a new thing in India.
Okay.
You know, PT, physical therapy has been around for a long time. It's established in everywhere around the world. Osteopathy went from America to Europe, and it's only slowly crawled to Asia. And I will say that I've been one of the first ones to spread this around Asia. I've been coming to Asia since 2000 in Korea and then Hong Kong, and I was probably one of the, I'm sure there were other people before me, but when I came to India, things got real big, real quick. So it's kind of new for people. I mean, where I'm from in the United States, osteopathy was born there, and no one knows what it is, because we are licensed like same as the physicians. You can be an osteopath surgeon, an osteopath neurosurgeon. So they go to their family, they come to me, they don't really understand what I do, but I treated their uncle and they're like, we heard that you helped him, can you help them? Oh, then they get to learn, D.O., you're an osteopath. My family doctor's an osteopath, how come they don't put their hands on me? I have no answer for that, except that they got absorbed into the MD world in the United States. So most people are shocked, they don't really know. Now in India, I'd say I've been coming here since 2014, and we grew pretty fast as far as our group. And myself and our college, we have 40 programs in 30 countries. So
Wow.
yeah, so if you Google osteopathy, my name's going to come up, our college will come up. And so I think things have grown a lot in India.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, I enjoy being here for a variety of reasons. One, when I'm speaking here, most people, at least in Delhi, Mumbai, English is okay.
Yeah.
It gets rougher if I go south and so forth. Also, your education level is very high. And I can say that because I've been to 80 countries. So Indian students are very adept, very perfect for learning osteopathy. And the other reason that I like being here, the big reason for me, is you need it. You're 1.4 billion people, okay? So I teach in Switzerland. In Switzerland, in the US, in Canada, osteopathy is a good choice. Surgery, medicine, maybe hands, but the least risky and most cost effective. It's another choice for us. In India, it could be the only choice, okay? You're uber wealthy here, well, we don't have to worry about them. They fly to Europe, they go to the States, they'll get whatever they need. And you have a class of those people here, and you have a giant class of people that can't afford these things.
Yeah.
The other aspect is the person, the physical therapist who becomes an osteopath. As I said, they can do all the musculoskeletal things, which is what PT is mostly known for, musculoskeletal, neurologic. But now they have an approach for cancer, disabled children. Approach means you have something you might be able to offer them. You might be able to help them.
Wow.
And your country needs it. US doesn't need it. We have it.
I'm finding some kind of a similarity I want to know from you. Like this seems to be an ancient technique that you're also using. This seems to be deeper than the science that we read. This seems to be more around touch, feel, and reading. So in India, we also have something called Ayurveda and yoga. Are there any parallels here?
I wouldn't say battles. I can't really speak about Ayurveda because I don't do it.
But I have heard people reading through Nadi, the pulses. Is there any similarity?
No, I'm not reading pulses.
Okay.
I'm reading tissue, but not reading pulses.
So
I know what nadis are. We're not doing it in that way. So body work.
Because I want to understand the contrast, the differences, so that people don't compare, correlate wrongly. So if
Okay. The differences between osteopathy and what?
Ayurveda.
Okay, again, I don't do Ayurveda, but if you're going to someone who's going to read your pulses and prescribe Indian types of herbs and medicines and things like that, that's not going to be the experience with a non-medical osteopath, which is most of the world.
Mm-hmm.
With me, I am licensed also for medicine. You go see an osteopath, some people are going to be protocol driven. You have back pain, so we should do this, that, and whatever. And a much smaller group is going to say, well, you have back pain, maybe we can do this, but I'm feeling other things in your body that are not working right. They all have to contribute to your wellness. Your body, unlike the United States government, does not understand deficit spending. It spends what it has.
Yeah.
Okay? So if your back's hurting you, it's going to change the way your legs are, the way your shoulders are. Maybe you're only complaining of back, but I have to address all these issues. Some I can see and some I can feel.
Also, what is the impact of poor mental health on the body, and is there a correlation that you can read in osteopathy that a person is suffering through something in mental health? And
Totally. The simple example I gave you was, you have a car accident, you hurt your neck, or you have a car accident, your father died that day. Okay, these are not the same event at all. You cannot separate. When I graduated medical school, which is 30 years ago, okay, yeah, I'm that old. 30 years ago, it became very popular saying holistic medicine and mind-body medicine. We do mind-body medicine. Really? Go to Dr. A, Dr. B, Dr. C, you're getting the same thing. There's no mind-body. Realistically, we cannot separate what happens to you mentally from what happens to you physically, and vice versa. And I'll give you an example that you'll understand. You're a pretty young guy, at least anyone younger than me is a young guy. So one of your friends asks you to go help move some furniture. You're going to move his apartment, and you lift something and hurt your back. There's a certain emotion that goes with it. You're like a little irritated. Why'd you have to help your friend, and now I hurt my back? That's what I get for helping you. Okay, and you had a party to go to. Now you got to go to the party in pain. Well, normally, if you're 20 years old, you hurt your back and then it gets better. A couple days, it doesn't get better. It stays exactly the same. And you still have to work. You still have to go to school. Now you're getting more irritated. Your emotions change a little bit. So you go to some of your friends, if you're a PT, and have them treat you and work on you. You expect to get better, and you don't. After 2 weeks, now it's not funny anymore. My back hurts. It's never hurt for 2 weeks. You start to get a little frustrated, maybe even a little angry that your friend had you do this. So you say, no, I'm not talking to my friends, I'm going to the teachers, I gotta get fixed. You go to the teachers, and you go to all of them, and it's a month later now, and your back is exactly the same as when you lifted that couch. You have a new emotion. What is it? It's fear. Okay, fear is a primal emotion.
Yeah.
A baby is fearful, angry, happy. A baby's not disappointed. That's a meta emotion built on other things. When a toddler takes a cookie and gets caught, he doesn't feel guilty. A toddler's a psychopath. They don't have those emotions yet. They're mad they got caught. Now you feel fearful. What if it never changes? Now you fly to the States, Dr. Sannat, treat me. You go here, there, and it's not better at all. Now you are the person who will always have this pain, and you accommodate to it. Because you've been to the best and they told you, if I can't fix you, this is who you are. So the emotions have just melded over time. And I used to say to medical students when they were in my office, and I've seen this, someone who's had a headache for 20 years. For 20 years, debilitating their life. I treat them a few times. I get lucky. The headache goes away. What's the emotion from the patient? Can you guess?
I think it is regret or something like that.
No. If I ask the medical students, they'll say, oh, the patient's happy. Dr. Sannat, you're wonderful. Oh, thank you. No, it's disbelief. Because I'm told I'm always going to have this. This is not real. I had a lady, very, very, very wealthy person, come into my office with a headache for 17 years. Went up, went down, never went away. She came in, insulted me for at least 5 or 10 minutes, said I wasn't a real doctor. I mean, she just let it all out. I'm fine because she's going to pay me, so you can insult me all you want. And finally I said, why are you here? Oh, well, my son said I should come here. Well, who's your son? He's going to this prestigious medical school. He's going to be a trauma surgeon, real doctor, not like you. She says this to me.
My God.
Hey, buddy, I got thick skin. You can't hurt me. So she lays it down. I treat her, and then I see her, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 days later, next week, something. She comes in. I said, how you feeling? Same. Gives me that dead-eye look, a little angry. I said, same. Yup, waste of time coming here. Waste of time, waste of money. I said, really? I said, and I'm like, 30 years old, 32 years old. Take one finger and put it on the spot that hurts the worst. This is not a crazy person. It's not a dishonest person. It's that average person, average, very rich person. Take one finger, put it on the spot that hurts the worst. She said, well, it's not hurting now. I didn't laugh at her, I didn't make fun of her. I said, was it hurting this morning when you got up? No. Was it hurting yesterday? No. You had a headache since I saw you 4 or 5 days ago? She said, no, but it's not from what you did, because you didn't do anything. She told me this. And I said, okay, well, I'll go back in the history. Since she had a kidney removed, she's had a headache for 17 years. I said, you told me that it's never ever gone away. You never had a vacation from your headache. Is that true? Yeah. She came to me for about 2 years, threw money at me with no problem. Okay, if you come to me, she was so, it took a while for her to realize she didn't have to have the headache, that it wasn't a fluke. A couple days she said this is not real. After a couple of weeks she'd keep coming to me. I'm like, you're okay, you don't need to come. If you want to come and throw money at me, start throwing, okay? But I don't make people dependent on me. So she would just come, I want you to just do a treatment and look at me. Okay, fine.
Wow.
Money doesn't matter to you. So my point is that the mentality changes because of the physicality. And also other people telling them things. You're a doctor, a chiropractor, acupuncturist, physical therapy, Ayurveda. You're somebody that they respect, and you say, you know what, this is never going to get better. That's a potent bad pill to give people.
Yeah.
I never say that, nor do I lie and make false expectations. You guarantee you're going to help me? You're going to fix this, Dr. Sannat? I don't know. I'll do a couple treatments and then we'll talk with each other and see how we're at.
We'll see.
Well, this is expensive. I don't know if I want to pay for this. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Can you guarantee me? No. The funny thing is, the surgeon can guarantee you nothing.
Yeah.
And if he makes you worse, they accept it.
They accept
Well, it's a risk of surgery.
Yeah. People have accepted that idea.
Yeah, but for some reason in body work, touching people, it should be a money-back guarantee.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. Let me tell you right now that you're not getting that.
Yeah.
What you're going to get from me is I'm going to treat you to the best. I'm going to do everything I know how to do to help you.
So I think we have accepted the process of surgery, we have not accepted the process of hand. Something like that maybe.
They have an idea that this is a guaranteed thing, or it's refundable, or it's half of a,
Yeah.
if it's half of a ripoff. They feel the con. Okay, when someone says, well, you're going to need 30 treatments to get better. No one in their heart believes that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the way I started from the very beginning was, I planned a couple of treatments, 3, 4, 5 treatments. If after this treatment you feel 90% better, call and cancel. No contract, no nothing. That's an easy sell.
I want to understand from you how important is strong mental health or mindset for recovery?
It's imperative.
Okay.
If I break your body, you can recover much easier than if I break your mind. If you have severe mental issues, it's imperative. We can't always change that, but I've seen a lot of people, I actually had a lot of patients where psychiatrists and psychologists end up being patients. Well, I guess what they got to hear all day long. And I'm hearing the same thing. It's half psychiatry, because I listen to them. And I had a lot of these people, and then they would send me their patients. And some, like, severely mentally ill patients. I had a lot of people with multiple personalities,
Oh,
like
really?
you see on TV.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
The switch.
I would just ask them, I'm like, well, how's the patient doing with you?
Oh.
They're like, yeah, they're moving much better through therapy. And I like this aspect of medicine. It's people with severe depression, severe anxiety. I'm not taking over their mental care. They have a psychiatrist, psychologist. No. I'm secondary. But if I can help their body to feel better, it's a component. Your mental health is not separate from your physical health. But it's imperative that we get you feeling better.
I want to understand a deeper level about this. Like, we have understood how it works. Like, strong mind is needed. Mental health is very important. In osteopathy, what is happening? What is it that you do? What is happening inside the body? How is it healing?
Well, our philosophy is that the body can heal itself if we can support it in the proper ways.
What is that?
Okay, so in the first time I meet you, and you tell me probably some musculoskeletal thing, I ask you other questions. The number one reason why people see any physician treatment, whatever, is back pain, low back pain. Number two, statistically, everywhere around the world, is from here up. So we can say headache and neck pain together.
Yeah.
In a North American population, 20 to 25% have irritable bowel, which means they have diarrhea, constipation, one or the other,
Yes.
and a negative colonoscopy in the West. Here it might just be on symptomatology. And then I ask about sleep, problems falling asleep, staying asleep, or both. So headache, neck, back, bowels, and sleep. And people are probably going to be, the adult patient, probably going to tick off 3 boxes. 3 boxes. These are all wrapped together with your mental state of being. If you're having physical problems and you're not sleeping well, probably. If I can get you sleeping better, the physical problems get a little bit better. If I can make it so you're not having a bowel movement every 4 or 5 days, your outlook on life is going to radically improve. We're not separating the physical from the... You say strong mind. Some of us are stronger than others. Let's just say healthy mind. You know, we're all stressing about different things. Same things, family, health, money. And some people are caught in a loop, they can't get out. Some of the things that I would say that I've done for people is I listen to them. I've had some significant treatments, no one's ever listened to them.
Yeah. I think that makes a big difference.
You know, I've been on both ends of it. I've been really sick, told that I'd be dead in a week.
Oh.
That's 30 years ago. That's more to the story. Okay, so I've been on both ends of it, and I've seen people that should be dead tomorrow, magically not, and there's not the explanation for it, but I was involved in the treatment.
That is what I want to understand. What did happen with your touch work? What did change? Like how? Because it's quite magical to understand. Can you break it down a bit?
I can. For me, it's best to break it down with a story.
Okay.
It's going to be a 5-minute story.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the best and worst day of my life in medicine.
Okay, let's do that.
Best and worst day of my life.
Yeah.
When I did an undergraduate fellowship, which means I'm in medical school, not graduating yet, but they offered a scholarship. I'm going to spend another year in school, and we're going to try and make some people out of this class an actual osteopath. We'll pay for your last 3 years of medical school. It's a scholarship. I needed the money. It wasn't that I wanted to do more manipulation. I needed the money. So I started becoming proficient in making sure the teacher knew who I was. So I did this fellowship, and I got good pretty quickly. And I felt confident. You got a back pain, you got headaches, you got whatever. I started learning everything I could. There's the physical things, which spinal manipulation is very mechanical, very scientific. And then other things are energetic, and I can give you an explanation, but it requires some belief. You don't have to believe it. Doesn't matter what you believe as a patient. I don't talk you into being well. So I got very good at the esoteric things that are hard to prove, although I can prove it, but it would take a long time on camera. Energetic things, there's a lot of it is provable. Anyway, so I got very good. And with my teacher, we became buddies. That was a bad idea. We became friends. And so I'm the special student. I'm the prodigy. So I would follow him around after class at night. He would treat people, and I would go with him. And I would see people in the clinic on off hours. And I can say this now because we're past the statute of limitations. As a student, you can't take money for that. Well, I did, okay? The starving guy, you can't really threaten too bad. So people would be at the clinic, they'd be like, hey, can you come to my house? This is 30 years ago. And I said, no witnesses, $50, I'm coming to the house. Okay? I don't come from a rich family. So I saw people on the side. And my teacher took me around. I'm the guy.
So you got hands-on practice.
Oh yeah. And my teacher, he was very talented. He kind of taught us like, you're very good. You're not going to be as good as me, but you're very good. Taught me kind of in that way. When I was a karate guy, I trained guys who fought at the casinos back when there's no money in it. And if I taught you how to punch and you clocked me one in the face, I didn't get mad about it. I'm going to get you back, but I didn't get mad because I taught you and you beat me on it. I want you to be better than me, okay? So my teacher, we think oh my God, he's everything. He brings me to a house, and he brings me to a house of a guy who fell off a roof after the hurricane in 1992. He was cleaning his roof, fell. When he fell, he broke his back. He shattered his back. What happened was he had multiple myeloma, which is a blood cancer that was in his spine. No one knew it. When he fell, the spine was so fragile, everything just shattered. So at the time when I'm seeing this guy, and I wrote about it in one of the books, when we're seeing this guy, this is the kind of guy that would scare me as a student. Like, you're looking at him, all you gotta do is blow air on him, maybe he'll die right in front of you. I'm still a student. But I'm there at night with my teacher, so it doesn't matter, we're covered. And here's another thing, if you're bedridden for 6 months, you can't sit up. It's too painful to be on the discs. And he had fractures everywhere. He's end stage, he's gonna die. So I would go with my teacher, and he's in such pain. Before we would do some manipulations on him, my teacher would give him maybe 10 milligrams of Valium IV. Now, let me tell you something about medicine. There's a reason why people abuse IV drugs. If I gave you 2 milligrams of Valium and you're not used to it, you're going to sleep for a while. If I take 2 milligrams and shoot in your veins, you're high as a kite, you're on a planet far, far away, instantly. He's giving him 10 milligrams. Now you have to understand how medicine works. If I give you a medicine like that, and there's nothing wrong with you, you're gonna get high. If you've got a lot of pain, pain is competing with the high. You're not getting high. We're just trying to control your pain. This guy's in such bad shape. So you give him 10 milligrams of Valium, and then we would take a needle this big and stick it in his spine 6 or 7 times at different levels to give him anesthesia at these levels. When we touch him, he's in such pain. This shouldn't be being done at someone's house, okay? But again, I'm not in charge, my teacher is, so whatever. And we treat him, and as we treat him, which is my teacher saying, Steve, do this, Steve, do that, okay, I'm doing something. And when we're done, we would get him to sit up for like 30 seconds, and he'd be screaming in Danish, OHWI. And I said, what does that mean? He's like, damn it to hell in Dutch. So he'd be screaming, and he was about late 60s. Got the picture? So my teacher every year goes back to the state where he lives in May, and he tells me, we've become buddies now. He says, I'm leaving, so I want you to go treat Bjorn by yourself tomorrow. Tomorrow, go treat him. I go, no way. Go there by myself? If I fart on him, he's gonna die. He says, well, if you don't, he'll probably just die if nobody cares about him. That works on me, that stuff. He's gonna die in 2 months anyways, end stage multiple myeloma. And I said, all right, I'll go. I said, he said, I'll leave all the injectables there. I said, I'm not injecting anything. I have different levels of breaking the law that I'm comfortable with. So, you know, I'm not graduated. So I show up at his house. He's laying in bed. We look at each other. Neither one of us is very confident about what's about to happen here. And I said, Bjorn, I said, look, boss isn't here. I'm not injecting you with anything. Just gonna do what I can do. But see, I'm not working under my boss now. My boss was day one. He knows everything. You do this, you do that. So I just work freely. And I'm doing what I do, feeling and doing different types of manipulations. Not hard things. You can't do it to him. Okay, touching different areas, feeling organs, doing things like this. I do this for like 45 minutes or so. I get him to sit up for 2 minutes. No screaming, no OHWI, and no drugs on board.
Oh my God.
Why?
Why?
Because I'm great, that's why. This is the greatest day of my life. They're gonna be making statues to me in town. The president will be shaking my hand. I told you, best and worst day of my life. So, and I'm showing him some breathing exercise that he can do in the bed. And while I'm showing him, wow, this has just been a great experience. Okay, I'll see you, Bjorn, I'm gonna go. And I go to shake his hand. The tongue comes out of his head, he's crushing my hand, he's in a full body spasm. And I won't say on camera what in my mind, I said, my life is now officially over. He's gonna die right in front of me. I'm a medical student, my teacher's off somewhere else.
My God.
And I knew this was gonna happen, I knew this was a mistake. And his sister comes in. He's in his late 60s, she's in her early 60s. What's wrong with Bjorn? I'm like, I don't know, he's stroking or dying or something. I'm a bad liar. Just call 911, call the cops, whatever you gotta do. My life is officially over. His mother comes in, she's in her 90s. She's got all her marbles. She's sharp as a tack. What happened? I'm like, he's dying, I don't know. Call the ambulance. They call the ambulance. And did you ever see the movie Something About Mary? A very embarrassing situation happens to a young man. This is what's happening to me. So I can feel just my life is just over. You know what? I'm gonna call my teacher. He said he was going back home. I call, he answers the phone. I said, you sent me up here? I'm in deep trouble, man. You better get here before the popo gets here, the police. You better get here before fire rescue gets here. Get here. He didn't live that far. Yeah, he doesn't get there. She gives me the phone. Hey, it's an oncologist. The cancer doctor wants to talk to you. Hi. What'd you do? I did some light touching things lightly. Well, you probably just moved a plaque to his brain, but he's going to die anyway. I feel so good about myself right now. I killed the SOB, or at least I think I did. And they take the phone from me. Fire rescue's coming in. It's like that out of a comedy movie. They're coming in with a stretcher. His hand's still out here like this, like this. And I'm just like, I can't even, I'm just frozen. I said to the mother, I said, you know, they're probably gonna arrest me. I said, I'm trying to help him. I didn't get arrested. Nothing happened. It took Bjorn away, went straight to the ICU. My wife, my first wife, got close to that family and close to my teacher, and this was all a bad situation because they're all into this spirituality kind of thing. And so she's visiting him in the hospital. She says, you need to visit him in the hospital. I said, I can't. I put him there. I can't face him. Family wants to know why you're not going. I can't. Now, here's the thing. Oh, he went blind. Bonus. Okay? So, he's in the ICU for 10 or 11 days, 12 days. His vision came back. Typically, when the occipital lobe shuts down, it'll shut an eye down if it's not working. It doesn't come back. It came back, and he was in the ICU for about 20, 21 days. He walked out of the ICU without a trace of cancer. It's not a case. It's not a case I'm making up in my mind. There's the thick medical record from his oncologist without a trace of myeloma.
I just need a minute for them to reset. I don't want to know this. This is crazy. Just reset. Reset fast. Fast. Yeah. They're running out of battery for the camera. This is crazy story. My God.
Best, worst day of my life in
It feels
medicine.
like a movie.
You don't want to be me in the movie, I can tell you.
I know.
Because there's things I would tell you off camera. My teacher's a real agent. He really tried to screw with my life.
He didn't show up, yeah.
No,
But did it?
in other ways too. Yeah, he was fucked up mentally. Yeah. Get me drunk and you'll hear the rest. Otherwise, it's not happening. But he really tried to mess with my head.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Stop. Yeah. Thankfully, the AC is on. Yeah. So what happened? How did he come out of it?
Well, what he said was he felt that this all happened in that treatment. And after he came back, he hadn't walked for 6 months. Not a trace of cancer in his body. His IgGs were off the charts and things were normal. He invited me back over to the house. He said, I want you to treat me. I said, Bjorn, I love you. I'm never touching you again. I can't take it. Okay? Bjorn lived cancer-free for maybe a year and a half, had a relapse, and was dead in 30 days.
Oh.
Again, I don't answer the spiritual questions, the why, the what. What I do know is cancer can be turned on one day, turned off another day. Am I the guy who turns it off? I'm not saying that. There's another aspect to it, okay? And priests and imams and temples are trying to answer these questions. I don't. I just know that you do have the ability to be well. Whether or not you're going to live or die, some other deity is in charge of that. But if you're asking me, Steve, will you help me? I'm all in. I'm 100% in. And there's things that maybe get mobilized, things that maybe get turned on when other tissues are released, when you can let go of other traumas. You can't forget the terrible things that have happened to you. None of us do.
But that half an hour of treatment got him back up.
He says. What I can say is he wasn't taking any medicines. He was very anti-medicine. He was doing other types of alternative things. But when you ask me about mental and physical, the bad physical things that have happened to you, they don't get erased, but they don't have to keep making the decisions for you.
So do you also get to read while you shake a hand, or how is it? Like, I want to understand how powerful is the thing that you have, because you can read things, I believe.
There's nothing that I can read that I couldn't teach you to read.
Can I also learn?
Well, I mean,
Like, I feel you're made different for that. Is it?
we all have different talents in certain places, right? As far as music, artwork, and this. So there's probably some starting level, but it can all be enhanced.
Okay.
When I talk about small touch, I'll explain it this way. Put your hand here. Let's go back in time to when I was 17 years old. And for some reason, keep your hand there. For some reason, I'm sitting next to you, and we're gonna change you into a 17-year-old, very beautiful girl that I'm interested in. And if accidentally one molecule of me is touching one molecule of you, we both know it.
Yeah, true.
If you don't pull your hand away, it's because you are madly in love with me.
Yeah.
This is how every man thinks.
Mm.
Okay. So from the very smallest touch, we are aware of things. We just tend to discount it. I'll give you another example. Are you married?
This is a very good example. Yeah.
You're married, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you my own example. I'm married. I come home. Hi, sweetheart. How was your day? Fine. How's my wife? Is she fine? No. She's the opposite of fine.
Yeah.
Am I going to figure this out? No. Is she going to tell me? No. Is she going to let me drown? Yes.
Yeah.
It's in the tone.
Yeah, that's in the tone.
I ask you, how are you feeling? I'm asking you, how are you feeling?
Feeling good?
Very good. We'll do it again. How are you feeling?
Feeling good?
What's wrong with him? I don't know. I think his kids are in trouble and his wife's cheating on him, blah, 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 blah. We do this all the time, okay?
We overreach.
Kids and animals are very good at this,
Yeah.
okay? If you have animals, you have dog or cat, something sad happened to you, the dog is coming around, they know you're sad. Dog poops on the carpet, can't find the dog, okay? So I train people to do what children and dogs do naturally.
Wow.
The problem is we feel something, we start trying to change it. Well, my professor said it should be this. The protocol said for back pain I should do this, this, and this. And we try to make it fit a mold when the information's being given to me. I know protocols, I know what to do for back. But how I'm gonna approach you, I don't know until I touch you. I'm gonna find where the deficits are. Maybe I can change them, maybe I don't. But I can feel things. I don't challenge what I feel. In medicine,
But you know how to read what you feel.
it's not a how. I just feel it. There's no how. It's living in the now.
Living.
Okay, adults.
But you have to also make sense of what you're feeling. You know, you need to have some knowledge about the feeling.
I have plenty of knowledge.
Yeah.
That's one half of your brain. Feeling is another half of your brain.
Yeah.
You're not doing both at the same time.
Okay. So you're feeling separately and then you process it later.
It's happening at the same time.
Using algorithm, that's a crazy kind of an algorithm.
We've been trained to make things fit into a picture. And if it doesn't fit, we bend it and make it fit
Yeah.
because the teacher said it should be this.
Correct.
But the reason why I'm so free to do this, it's not because I'm cocky, maybe I'm a little bit cocky from my experience, but if you come to me, like this lady came and gave me 1,000 insults, okay? You think I'm the first person to see her? She's uber wealthy, she's had headaches for 17 years. I guarantee you she's seen the best of the best. So she's certain I'm a dummy, fine. She's gonna pay me and the dummy needs money. So I'm okay with the insults. But if I help her, oh, she thought I was the greatest thing.
Yeah.
If I don't, she thought I was a dummy before, she can keep her same opinion.
Yeah.
And if I fail, there's 100 people behind me that also didn't figure it out. So I don't have any pressure on me. I'm not thinking about me, I'm not thinking about my record. Gosh, this has to work or I stink. Okay? I'm just in the moment, me and you. For me, I don't know why that's been easy for me to do, but it has been easy for me to do. The rest of my life, I walk out of work, I put all my troubles on like a backpack. And I sleep poorly and I think about things constantly. Patients would say to me, like during the treatment or the way that I work, Dr. Sanet, you're so calm. I'm like, really? You want to come to the house for dinner? You know? Do you meditate? I'm like, no, I can't even sit still. But when I'm with you and put my hands on you, that's my meditation. It's like Bushido, the code of the samurai. It's attention to detail to whatever you're doing in that exact moment. In the moment where I'm touching you, I'm free from being Steve Sanet. It's exhausting being Steve Sanet. I have too many responsibilities, too many things. You know, same things everyone has: money, health, blah, 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 tragedy. I've had more than my share of tragedy.
Super.
The moment I put my hands on you, I'm not thinking about myself at all.
I want to know one last question, last thing from you is, in your decades of experience, have you seen the technology is damaging us further?
Technology,
Like too much of technology is there, like we are now consumed by the mobile, a lot of submental is happening, a lot of posture issues are happening. So is technology definitely like escalating the problems that we have?
Absolutely. I go out to, my wife and I, if we're together, we're not on phones. We watch TV. If I get up to go to the bathroom, she gets on her game, she gets the next level. If she goes, I'm just checking messages because I'm in 30 countries regularly. But when we're together, no, phones are down. Phone, it's good and it's bad. Without the advent of email, I probably wouldn't be able to be here.
Yeah.
If I had to make an overseas phone call and send letters. So it's been great, but I've managed to hold on to at least the generation that I came from. I have no problem reading. I have no problem putting the phone down, listening to music, going outside. the generation that I see now, I see 4 families, I see 4 people at dinner on 4 phones. Why even have the meal together?
Yeah.
My wife likes to say, she's very crystal clear about things. She said, if you're looking at pictures of a wedding that you weren't invited to, and you're surrounded by your friends, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. Right.
So when I was a kid, they said that we were watching 5 or 6 hours a day of TV. We came home from school, we watched the cartoons, we went out to play until the sun went down and our mothers were screaming for us to come home. Now they're getting 10, 12 hours a day of doom scrolling.
Yeah, doom scrolling.
Aside from the doom scrolling, it's also, wow, everybody's having so much fun on the internet. No, they're not.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
No, they're not. You get this artificial thing, so you're getting kids committing suicide, live streaming it.
Yeah.
You know, if they didn't have the live stream, maybe that wouldn't be happening. You're having, there's other motivating factors, I believe, money and politics between all this gender dysphoria now. There wasn't these kind of, large percentages of kids saying, I'm in the wrong body, I'm this, I'm that.
Yeah.
But, you can find a group of people that are disaffected like you, that are doom scrolling all day, and find someone who says, I know what's wrong with you, and here's what it is. Here, you're in my group. And so everyone's losing control today.
So it's too much of technology.
And yet, maybe they'll find some more cures for cancer and other things that we need. The problem isn't the technology, it's the parenting.
Yeah.
Okay, but if the parents are in control of the technology, you got a better chance.
So is it also like, because post-COVID, every school now involves computers, mobiles in India. I'm talking about India. So do you have any suggestion for parents or kids? Because it's too much of technology post-COVID, because people do not go to school. Now schools love using technology, that do it at home, do it on your laptop. So it's young kids, 12, 13, 14, too much of laptop, mobile. Any suggestion, anything that you have for them? I'd like to close on that note that some people, parents or kids watching this, what can they learn? How can they improve?
I mean, one, you can limit screen time, but then you're going to have to find something else for them to do.
Yeah.
And you could say go out and play with your friends, but their friends are on their screens.
Yeah.
So unless everyone decides to do it, or you find groups of people, I would be terrified to be a parent now today. But find groups of people that might have similar interests. I would say that from the U.S. perspective, I can't speak about India, but people are becoming more secular, and that's a problem. I don't want to live in a godless world.
Yeah.
Okay? So, and regardless of how people see their spirituality, I think that needs to be a part of their lives. And if you're someone who doesn't believe in that, you're an atheist, I would say then you need to believe that your life matters in your interaction with others. You don't want to believe in a higher power? Fine. But you need to believe that your interaction, you touching another person, matters. So spend time with other people. But it's going to be hard for parents because the technology is just invading them. It's perverting them. You can't seal off pornography from anyone. Okay? They're just going to do workarounds for everything. Things that was just unheard of in my day.
Yeah.
And if it was available in my day, I would have looked for it. Like any other 10, 12, 13-year-old.
Yeah.
But it wasn't possible.
I think we're living in a very difficult time.
It's a very scary time, actually. But I do believe that one person can make a difference.
Yeah.
You can't change the government. You can't change a lot of hateful motivations and things that are going on in the world. But what you do for one person, I really believe that's the whole 6 degrees of separation thing. The charitable thing you do for somebody might change them and change a few more people and change lives. And even if it doesn't, and nobody ever says thank you to you, maybe you just do it anyway. Because the only currency you have, if you believe in past life, future life, or just here and then heaven, or you believe in nothing, the only currency you have is your ability to love, to give it, and to receive it.
Yeah.
You're not leaving here with your good looks, your money, but if you didn't like people because they were a different color than you, it's probably not healthy for you. If you believe in rebirth, well, then you'll be born as a black person or a white person or whatever. Until you figure out that hating people based on that, probably not healthy for you. So if what we are is greater than what I can see right now, then it's your experiences here.
Yeah.
You're either loving or you're not loving. You want to say light and dark. I don't believe in dark as a power. I believe in not being near the light.
Superb. It was a great conversation, Dr. Stephen, and I am mesmerized, and I am glad I could meet you.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine.
Thank you for so much for coming to the show. Thank you. We'll have some pictures first. Just together.
You see why I told the bad Jen? I don't even know the questions. You ask me, I'll tell you.